When you're part of an implementation team, it's extremely time consuming and often intimidating to take a large specification that you may have never seen before and get comfortable with it to the point that you can produce accurate estimates, especially with the amount of time it takes to take that specification and implement it to be operable in your local context. One of the core ideas behind the HL7 Fire Foundry is that as an implementer, you not only have the implementation guide text on your screen now, but actual working software of certain flagship reference implementations that are attached to those implementation guides, so that when you're trying to get up to speed and kind of figure out where your footing is in terms of available resources and examples to lean on, you have a much more robust foundation to build upon, because you're not only looking at the specification now, but you can actually click through those same examples that you see demoed in videos such as this on your own machine, and you can start dissecting them not only at the source code level, but introducing your own data files and seeing how they behave in your own local data context. I've loaded up the HL7 Fire Foundry here at foundry.hl7.org and logged in using my free HL7 account. Burden reduction just happens to come up first here, but if it doesn't for you, you can always just go to the search box and type in burden reduction. It should pop right up in your search results. The system is designed for anyone from hands-on keyboard, source code level software engineers, to systems architects, to product owners in some cases that may want to run the builds of reference implementations and other Fire software on your local computer, but not necessarily at the source code level. So it's not really an executive system, but a set of tools and integrated solutions for people that do integrate and develop Fire systems. By clicking on Burden Reduction Solution Bundle here, we'll get some basic descriptive text, and if we scroll down, there'll be some technical instructions on this tab, a configuration wizard, and a bundled products tab. Now, if we start up here at the top, we'll first note that burden reduction is not itself an implementation guide. Rather, it's a collection of 3 distinct implementation guides that the Foundry has consolidated, taken the core reference implementation software components of all 3, and then stitch them together. And so you can now download the entirety of all 3 implementation guide resources to run in your local environment through this page. If we scroll down a little bit more here, we'll see onto the bundled products tab, we can see some of the things that come with it. So we're going to note the CRD components necessary for that implementation guide, the PAS prior authorization server down here, and the DTR client for documentation templates will also be present. And there may be some other things that get sucked into those download bundles as well. Everything that you can download via Foundry will have this big green download stack with defaults button. So that's the same for everybody. In this particular case, there's an additional authentication file for logging in as a user here that you need. I've already downloaded both of those to my local computer. The instructions tab here is typically written by whoever developed the reference implementations of the software. So in this case, it's really just kind of telling us some of the prerequisites that are unique to this bundle of software, with instructions on getting and installing API keys, things like that. And then in every case, there'll be some sort of final command to be able to run the entirety of everything on my computer. I've done that here in the background. For burden reduction, it does take a couple minutes to spin up, but to kind of give you a technical 10-second tour here, that command has downloaded pre-built software images of all of those individual components, started them up, and then once they're running, I can go back to my handy instructions and click the links in the instructions to go through the entirety of the CRD, DTR, and PAS integrated demo here. So I'm just going to very quickly go through this. Again, noting that the URLs in the URL bar are all running on my local computer. I'm going to hit the Submit to CRD button here and see cards come back. Click my order form, which will kick me over to an authentication page, which is all running again on my local computer at port 8180. I'll sign in to this. There'll be some redirect magic, which has already been pre-integrated and everything, back to this Fire questionnaire form. I'm going to just accept the defaults here, submit to our prior auth server, which is also running as a distinct service on my computer. Hit submit and see a claim response come back. So when you're playing with this on your own time or on your own computer, it takes a while to kind of figure out what was being submitted to where else and what components you need to disable or enable. But that kind of gives you a feel for how powerful the Foundry is and can be. And as we move forward into DaVinci and other Fire accelerators, we are going to continue building upon this basic functionality to do things like adding more data, more use cases, more complex integrated systems that are all available to implementers using a click of a button. Thank you.